Okay. Is it doing it? Ah, for fudge's sake, it actually worked. Okay. Okay. One sec. That's going. If I hit repeat, will it give me my chat back? Come on, chat. Appear. You can do it. I know you can. You can do it. You can do it. Ah! There it is. Excellent. All right. Okay. And there's the chat there. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. Okay. All right. Hey everyone. Is the microphone working? I have no idea. It doesn't. I don't see anything popping up as if the microphone is doing anything. Properties. Device. That one? Is that working? Is that doing it? Is that doing anything? Mic's good? Mic's good? Okay. All right. Because it wasn't showing up at all in the okay. All right. Woo. Okay, so I'm in Canada. I am in the kitchen of the condo. I've out the window here. It's starting to snow quite heavily outside. You guys can see any of that out the window. Christmas lights and whatnot. It's pretty nice. I have about $100 of sushi in me. I am super sleepy. I brought a light over from yonder to try and brighten my face up a little bit. It didn't really do anything, but I did manage to unplug the router in the process. And oops. And then OBS didn't want to connect to anything, but here we are. You see me in my civvies because I'm on vacation mode, and there we go. Okay, so the feds yesterday seized Signature Bank. They are heavily connected to crypto transactions. They're gone, so we've lost Silvergate, Silicon Valley, oh my God, Signature Bank, Silvergate, Silicon, Signature, and then a whole bunch of other regional banks were really shitting the bed today. So, there's like 70 bank stocks that got halted. So, so I listened to the radio all the way from Seattle through Canada, did NPR, then CNBC. Every single person they brought on, whether it was CBC or NPR, was like, they got it contained. There's nothing to worry about. This is an isolated incident. Other banks don't have this issue. Bullshit. If Silicon Valley Bank didn't realize locking up all of their customers' deposits into long-term, low-interest bonds was going to implode them, that means other banks didn't know that either. So it's all coming, man. It's all coming. There's going to be a ton of movement into really large banks, which was going to just doom things even more. We see that these default swaps for Credit Suisse are just at highs unheard of. They've had to delay their reporting. Every major bank has failed the stress test. Bank of America failed. Wells Fargo failed. JP Morgan failed. Goldman Sachs failed. It's going to be nuts. On Marketplace, they were discussing the raising of interest rates, and some were saying that now the 50 basis points is probably completely unlikely. Like, oh no, they can't raise interest rates now that these banks are collapsing. But what if the CPI report comes out tomorrow and it's up, right? What do you do then? Like, yeah, banks are failing, but we still need people to not have any money to spend. Is basically where they are. So it's gonna be interesting. Bam. Did it work? Did it go? Wait, no. That? What is? trying to get the intro. Is the intro playing? I can't tell. I honestly cannot figure out. Did it do anything? I don't know. Not a clue. I'm just going to turn it off just in case. There we go. Okay. So, what's on your minds, everybody? I've been driving most of the day. My butt's very sore. I've got like four pillows on this wood chair I'm sitting on right now. Dean Martin, like the Dean Martin? What'd it be like? Ready for my MMTLP payoff like yesterday? Me too, man. Grape Houston, do you think it's a good idea to exit all my longs and buy back at the bottom? Also, are you into the NBA? If your longs are outside of meme stocks, they're going to go lower. Not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor. But the market is now set to actually fall. We are now in the beginning of it. We had last week, before these banks collapsed, we had several financial news networks and articles about, hey, shit's going to get real in the next 60 days. You know, the odds of a financial collapse are here. It could be like Bear Stearns, where we've got some banks implode, and the real drama doesn't happen until September. But I have a feeling that there's a lot of comeuppance going on right now. These debt swaps, bullet swaps, equity swaps, you name it, combined with the fact people aren't buying homes and can't sell them, the home values are going down, means that there's a lot of bad things that can go wrong. So, you know, blue chips, they'll go. I mean, they'll bounce back eventually, but they're going to go down for now. Everything's going to go down. And am I into the NBA? Not really, since the Sonics left. And I really followed closely at all. I don't think I've watched an NBA game in a decade. I've seen highlights here and there and go, oh, good job. But Sonics leaving really left a bad taste in my mouth, and I just didn't watch the NBA after that. So, Judge Mendes, hi Houston. Does Acme have more or less a chance now that the government threw the Silver Bank doggy a bone saying, look over there, boy? I think they've got a chance no matter what. Remember, they're funded by the Canadians. They're fine. Can I, if I click on this, can I make the, oh, I can't make it scroll. Okay. Let's make scroll the keys. So much easier since I don't have a mouse here. Ideas Matter 7707. Hey, Houston. Tony Twit says the government should offer up some hedges so they don't go shorting banks. How can that help or hurt MMTLP cause? Will it get us trading faster or debt crisis? I mean, I'm all for murdering hedge funds in general. Like, just get rid of them. Fantastic. I love it. I don't know if the government offering them up would do any banks any service, simply because the banks are the ones who lent the money and thus have the liability. So it would be basically the government saying, we're going to blow up your banks and you can blame us for it rather than your bad bets. I think letting it happen naturally is probably the best way for the bank to realize the error of their ways, personally. That's the way I see it. And anything that destroys hedge funds will help us in any of the stocks we're in. Judge Mendes, this is a new precedent. Pre-show errors. I'm impressed, Houston. Oh, I haven't used this laptop since June. And it had to restart 5 times to get all the downloads. And once it finally did all the downloads, I opened up Chrome to set up the show, and it was like, Chrome is out of date, gotta download Chrome. So I'm surprised this thing is even working. So be glad that I'm here at all. Last time I tried to broadcast from Canada was in that crappy youth hostel in Banff, and the internet wasn't good enough. It was like 13 seconds of me going, and then it was over. OBS needs FDIC insurance. Bank with the top 5, you'll be fine, and never let them fail. Exactly. Nil 21891 21 981. Houston, will bank failures end naked shorting? Will the SEC finally step in since the system is melting down? No. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll do a damn thing until it has melted down, and then they'll come out with all the recommendations. I personally think it's all going to be post-mortem. They're going to let the thing crash and go, oh, well, maybe we should make some new rules. And then they'll pass some new rules that, some administration and Congress 8 years down the line will repeal. Just like they did with Dodd-Frank. The special care banks that had $50 billion in assets or more need to take with their deposits and the investments with their deposits got repealed thanks to lobbying by regional banks in 2018 and signed by Trump. And now we have banks collapsing because they deregulated themselves. Take note, and I got people arguing in my Twitter mentions right now, when you deregulate things, oftentimes it results in the entity who wanted to deregulate imploding and dying. How dare you make me have a seatbelt law? I'm not wearing my helmet. And then they take off their helmet and they go and die. This is one of those cases. Norfolk Southern lobbying to get rid of the modernization in train safety. Oh, crash, cost us $1 kajillion. Let's deregulate the Texas grid. Oh, now everyone's freezing to death. Their pipes are exploding, and electric bills are $16,000 a month. Let's deregulate the electric grid in California. Oh, now it's $1,000 a month. There's rolling brownouts, and Enron goes bankrupt. You want to do these deregulations, and you want to listen to the business entities saying, "Oh, it's just slowing us down. It's costing us money." How much money does it cost you when your business goes bankrupt because the regulations weren't in place? All of your money. So see your compliance officers and your safety standards and your market regs all as guaranteeing you won't die. Either physically die or die via a bankruptcy. So, follow those regs, support them, because they're keeping you alive, metaphorically and literally. MacroTurf. Evening, Houston. Question: if all these crypto-based banks are going under, why is crypto going up? Because people are stupid. So, all these bros, these are all like Silicon Valley bros, they're all techno bros, they're all crypto bros, they all drive their Teslas and want libertarianism all the way up until the point that their businesses are losing money, then they want bailouts. And what they're doing is they're removing hundreds of thousands of dollars from banks, which they could just put into other accounts in different banks and have them all insured. And they're taking it all and they're buying a bunch of Bitcoin. And they're buying Bitcoin, they're buying Bitcoin, they're buying Bitcoin, forgetting that 3 days earlier Bitcoin crashed because Circle had $3.3 billion of customer money in Silicon Valley Bank, and it detethered their entire coin. So now we've got billions of dollars buying Bitcoin, causing the price to go from, what bottom out at? 18,000 or something, and it hit 24 today. And now Tether's going to depeg. Tether depegs, not a single digital currency is worth spit, because the majority of Bitcoin purchases, Ethereum purchases, Dogecoin purchases, etc., are all made using Tether. And Tether's a scam. So all these bros that were worried about, oh no, my $500,000 in my first federal bank account isn't insured, I better put it into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is safe, are going to discover that their Bitcoin can crash even harder, and they'll just lose everything because it's not insured. Now your Bitcoin is insured. Oh, I got in a hardware wallet, cool, but it won't be worth spit when Tether depegs. So that's why it's going up, is that they're just dumping a bunch of money into that. So it's going to crash. All of that crap's going to crash with everything else in the market, because eventually there'll be no more money to put in. No one will be able to get out for anything worthwhile, And if you can't get out and you can't buy anything, right? Let's say you took your $500,000 because you in your account because you only had, you had $500,000 too much in your account. So you took that out and you bought Bitcoin, right? And you're thinking, if the bank goes under, at least I'll have this Bitcoin. But 3-4 months from now, all the banks go under. People lose everything. But the small accounts are insured. The accounts under 250,000, they're fine. They still have their money. Are those folks going to suddenly leave their banks or credit unions or whatever and buy Bitcoin? No. But if the entire market crashes and there's no liquidity anywhere and there's no excess capital for anyone, then there's no more customers to buy Bitcoin. If there's no more customers to buy Bitcoin, then who do you sell your Bitcoin to? No one. So the price is going to collapse hugely because if the overall market collapses, there's no one to purchase more Bitcoin. So it'll just blink, drop like crazy. You might be like, but I can send it to Romania or whatever. Cool, good for you. You still need to buy stuff with currency when you get to Romania. No one's going to take your Bitcoin. So you got to figure out some way you can actually convert it in a way that isn't going to crash the price in the long run. And I don't really see a way out for them, especially since Tether is going to depeg. It will. And what it does is going to be comeuppance time. We've depegged every other Tether coin except for Tether itself, which is the biggest scam of them all. Ted Tremendous. I'm watching way too many Silicon Valley Bank commercial. No, Silicon Valley. Even on this OBS, the chat just likes to slide all the way to the bottom, and I have no idea where I was. Okay, something about Ted Tremendous. I'm watching way too many SVB videos. My local news says, don't panic. Kind of makes me want to panic. May say it's contained now, expecting more regional bank runs. I bet the runs will probably go on for the rest of the week. I wouldn't doubt if we see more halts on regional banks, and then we see a big old bounce, big dead cat bounce on them. But I have little doubt there are more banks in the U.S. that are heavily tied in these fixed rate loans, these fixed rate bonds, and that they're watching them shrink. If you don't know how or why these fixed rate bonds are killing everything, okay. 2021, right? You make some loans to venture capital people, vineyards, homeowners, whatever, and it's at 2%, 1.5%. It's really tiny. And it's fixed rate for 10 or 30 years, right? So you're going to get this guaranteed return for 10 or 30 years. You're like, cool, whatever. Interest rates are low. That's fine. Okay, a year and a half later, all of a sudden interest rates are at 5, 6, 7, 8%. So if you have bonds at 1 or 2%, and there's now a whole bunch of bonds that are paying out at between 4 and 8%, no one wants your bonds because inflation is at 8 to 10%, right? So if you own those bonds that are 1 and 2%, you're losing money in the end because the interest rate is below that of the natural inflation. So the bonds that are below those inflation rates are worthless. You probably buy them at 10, 20 cents on the dollar. So the bonds that are at 8% are what people want. And if you have taken all of your depositors' cash, all the $300 billion in cash the VCs have given and whatnot, and you put them all into these fixed rate bonds, you're screwed. They just lost all their money. Gone. Poof. You can't sell them for shit. And if there's a bank run, because we'll realize, oh crap, they put all of our money into these crappy bonds. We need to get our money out before everyone else tries to get their money out, and then your bank's going to blink out of existence. So this is where we are. And if there are other banks right now that have a majority of their deposits held in these low interest rate bonds, you can believe that they're all drinking a bunch of Pepto right now and just worried sick. They've got ulcers coming out of everywhere. So yeah, regional banks could be hard. And I wouldn't doubt if some of the meetings they had this weekend with the Fed was Powell telling everybody, like, oh my God, you idiots. I told you a year ago to get rid of all of your low interest rate bonds. And Silicon Valley Bank, you fucking idiots, you didn't do it. What is wrong with you? I gave you a year to get this done. You could have sold fine, invested in higher interest rate bonds, and be totally fine. And if there's any other of you buttholes in here that didn't do that, you're going to go under too. So it's too late for them to sell that stuff now. That stuff's crap. They can't repo it. They can't use it for anything. So yeah, it's a there's more. There's more they can go under. I mean, we haven't even touched on the prime broker crisis of all these over-leveraged family funds and hedge funds. You know, trillions of dollars have been given to these family funds and hedge funds, and they've made really, really poor plays with them. And they owe a lot. And a lot of garbage is bouncing around in the perpetual hot potato market of debt swaps. And the music's going to stop at some point, and when it does, we'll see a major investment bank go under. You know, it could be someone random, could be someone well-known. Credit Suisse is definitely going under. It's not a matter of if, but when for those guys. Okay. Lynn Hernandez, GTII baby, monkey boy getting all the treats. GTII aren't they filing a suit against GTS? That's what I heard today. In between like gas station stops. Ted Tremendous, Houston, any risk for credit union banks now? Credit unions operate in a different manner. They're not for profit, so they don't really care. They have no shareholders. They're fine. They're okay. Liquid Hammer, is this hotel internet? Yes, I am on hotel internet, bud. Business Center special live from the lobby. Aaron Salentine, Houston, is Bed Bath & Beyond ready to pop? When is T35? I think T35 is tomorrow. I only saw a brief glimpse, but I think T35 is tomorrow. It's FTDs are peaking right now. So make a little pop out of it. If we do, that'll be nice, because then I can make some other plays this week as the world starts to end. So come on, baby. Aaron Salentine, Bed Bath & Beyond has 99% short interest reported. Next run is near. I mean, next run? Next run is near. The next run is near. I think so. Aaron Salentine, Moas is near with banks falling apart. I agree. We are definitely stepping in it now. Homer's goes, Houston Wade, beans. Beans? Michael Steegs. Hi, Houston. Can you tell something about the relationship between Phase 6 liquidity problems at banks and brokers? I don't know if these are particularly related to those liquidity problems in general, or I think this particular crash is due to these low interest loans not being worth anything. I mean, imagine you're a bank, right? And you have $100 billion in Evergrande bonds, right? They're not worth shit. You're not going to get paid for them. So they're worth less than what you paid for them. Poof, money's gone, right? Got to write it off. Well, if you are a regional bank and all the money in your bank comes from depositors, then you got nothing you can write off. You write it off and you're like, well, we don't exist anymore. We're done. How these Phase 6 requirements will hit banks, I don't quite know yet. Supposedly, the 6-month sort of window for them to get their shit in gear ended on the 1st. And it may be some days before we see margin calls and stuff on them. And even then, you know, if someone gets a margin call, does that mean the prime broker's got the balls to liquidate? That's a big question, because we know what Archegos has done, just a single middle-sized family fund has done to Credit Suisse. And I think every bank has seen that as like a, oh shit, what did we do type situation. And they're just gonna, let it run until that die comes up snake eyes too many times in a row. Tremendous. Dave Lauer said Fed will now lower rates 75 basis points this year. Print to go burr. Would this cause uncontrollable inflation? Yes. If they lower interest rates, we are so screwed. Absolutely screwed. I mean, the best they could do is nothing. Or no, I should say not the best. They still need to raise interest rates. But they should probably, at the bare minimum, do nothing. Go, okay, we're not going to raise or lower. We're just going to keep them where they are. And then the market will be okay with that. If they cut interest rates, the market goes green. That means the crash is going to be that much worse. They can't lower interest rates. The CPI report is going to come out tomorrow. It's going to show inflation is still raging. And then if they cut interest rates, then the April inflation report will just be absolutely bonkers. So don't. Yeah, I don't think it'd be a good idea. Kirk Wilson, Houston, please explain the dynamics of the plunger protection team. Exactly where they get their cash, what type of securities, stocks, bonds, ETF do they purchase, how they keep the market afloat. Kirk, the specifics of it are kind of shrouded in secrecy. What we do know is that currently the Federal Reserve is sitting on I think it's $8.8 trillion in securities, and these are a mixture of stocks, bonds, mortgage-backed securities, other derivatives. And that. Where they get the money from? They make it. They invent it out of nothing. They trade treasury bills with holders of these things, and they purchase them. $1 treasury bill is worth $1 in stock or in cash, and then they just, okay, you got some treasury bills. You can redeem those later for money. And that's what they do. So they just print it. They pull out of thin air and print it. Ronnie E92, banks are going to get rid of risk management because what's the point? Well, I was reading that the compliance officer, the risk management officer for Silicon Valley just got hired. They went like 8 months without one. And they just hired one last week, and then the bank collapsed. So I'm not going to blame her because she's like, okay, let's just load up these books, and it's gone. Okay. If you had hired me back in August, I might have been able to tell you to fix a couple of things here and there. Oops. Yeah. Tremendous. My conscience can't short banks and markets to make money. Now my logic says do it. How do you reconcile the prisoner's dilemma of this and bank runs? I was definitely yesterday. I was like, okay, I'm going to just take what few little scratch I have, and then like have a little bit less fun vacation, and short some banks this morning. And then last night I read about the government saying, "Oh no, we got everyone's deposits. All depositors have access to their cash. Everything's fine." I was like, I'm not going to throw this at any banks right now because they're going to bounce right back up on this news for at least for a little while. But man, I wish I had purchased some First Federal puts on Friday, huh? Went from $130 down to $27. Oh well. Classic Houston. I heard the intro but didn't see it. Oh, that's okay. That's what's happening. Is it because I clicked it. The intro did not appear on my screen. I could still see myself, but whatever, man. Okay. Decatur Raw. Happy birthday, Houston. What do you think about the sudden pullback from Jerome Printer Powell? Also, what's your input on the government bailout for the banks? If our goal was to crush inflation, the best thing the government should have done is inflict pain. And you inflict pain by going, well, Anything over 250 in the account is gone. Oh well. It would have killed a whole bunch of startups, would have laid people off everywhere, would have brought down the economy in such a way that inflation will just vanish. What they did, I think, is they delayed the inevitable. I mean, they kept, these. We need entrepreneurs, we need businesses being started, we need lots of this stuff. So they kept people employed, which helps them, but it's going to hurt. It's not going to help our inflation problems in the long run. Maybe they should have. What they should have done is done on a case by case basis. They should have had some arbitrator arbitrarily look at every single startup that's in there and be like, that's a dumb idea. No, that's an okay idea. We'll let you live. That's a dumb idea. No, that's not a good idea. We'll let you live. That's an okay idea. We'll let you live. Oh, that's a really dumb idea. Let you die. Maybe they should have just done it that way. Been like, you're not getting your money back. That was a really stupid idea you had. They should never have funded you. And just go from there. Not my name. Happy birthday, Houston. So if Biden stepped in to help two banks, what about the others that are also down 50 to 7%? Well, all of them need this special bank thing. Depends upon if they've had runs on their banks or not. If they haven't had any runs on their banks and their stock's down, they're probably fine as long as they didn't put all of the depositors' money into low-interest, long-term bonds, then they're okay. But if their stock is down and they put all their money into low-interest bonds and they're having runs on their bank right now, then they're screwed. They will cease to exist as well. Michael Harrow, Houston, should we buy rice and beans for the coming apocalypse? Always. Just in case there's also storms or hurricanes, it's always good to have too. Aaron Salatine, Houston, do you think GNS will squeeze in this market condition with a special NFT coupon being deployed March 15th? That should result in forced buying of A, the NFT coupon, and B, the stock to close positions. So yeah, that's its intention. I don't think market conditions really matter if they've got a play like that, like what Overstock did. G-Font, the dollar futures market is hedging like crazy. There are bigger moves today than what happened Friday. This is after the Fed backstop. Really? I did not look at currencies. Interesting. Michael Harrow, should I bother paying my minimum payments on my credit card bills? Okay. So what will happen if you got Capital One or whoever? Capital One actually did really well in their stress tests, so you're probably fine. You get a credit card company. It's sponsored by a bank of some kind, Citibank, Wells Fargo, whatever. If that bank gets seized, right? Gets seized and they're like, oh no, this bank doesn't exist anymore. What will happen is someone will step in and for pennies on the dollar, buy all the assets from the bank, which means they'll get the deposits and they'll get the good things that are owed to them, the mortgages and whatnot. And they'll dump all the shit and liabilities onto the government. The government will just send that off into, I don't know, the netherworld or something where it'll bounce around with all those Washington Mutual mortgage bonds. And so the name on your card might change from Wells Fargo to, I don't know, Bank of the West or whatever it might be, whoever buys them. So it's a good plan to keep making payments on your credit card, simply because if a bank goes under, it doesn't mean your credit card goes under. It just means you're going to have a different person you're paying bills to. When I bought a truck in summer 2008, and the lender was Wachovia. And then a few months later, Wachovia went under, Wells Fargo took them over, and all of a sudden making payments to Wells Fargo. So that's what will happen. Liquid Hammer, Houston. Maybe these are too old school, and they're thinking if we save these banks now, then the sentiment will become confident. But they just understand how fast info travels. Yeah. The run on Silicon Valley Bank happened because there were 200 VCs on a group chat in like Signal or something, or Telegram or whatever, and they're like, "Holy crap! our bank's going to go under. Everyone get your money out. And all of a sudden, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of VCs all started trying to do wire transfers and crap that moment, and there's a giant run on the bank. So, yeah. An example, you're doing a live show still on the road. Yeah. Odon Stew. Good morning. It's early for you. It's a very early morning for you. Homer's Ghost, Houston, thoughts on money going from regional banks to big institutions? That's what's happening. Those banks are too big to fail. What they should do is when all that money gets in those banks, the government should break up those giant banks into 100,000 other little banks and then regulate them. Put the Dodd-Frank rules back in and regulate them. I mean, the part of the way that the government is going to guarantee these depositors is they're leveraging a special fee onto the banks to pay for this added insurance, and this added insurance is going to cost depositors money. It's going to cost them money when it comes time to borrow or whatever, or cost them in interest rates on what they've invested. So we're paying for it, not paying for it through taxes, but we're paying for it via our banks at this point. So we may as well chop them all up. Don't let big banks exist. A bank that's too big to fail is too big to exist, in my opinion. Broke Nation, better question, should we buy rice and beans before we move to Canada? A couple noodles and a winter coat. Tremendous. Houston, do you think that everyone saying it's fine is because they are selling and getting out now? Classic margin call movie scenario, packing and selling their bad debts to get out. Uh-huh. Yep, margin call, and they're like, you got one day to move $25 billion in this crap. And that's what they started doing. So, yeah, I think that's exactly what they're doing. KYP, good to see you, Houston. Well, good to see you too, KYP. Or is it K-Yip? Tremendous. How is your vacation? How are the slopes? I don't know yet. It is, since I sat down, it snowed like an inch outside. It is really, that was all, it's hammering down out there. So it's supposed to be really snowy tomorrow. So I'm probably just going to be blind skiing by Braille. But Wednesday, partly sunny, partly cloudy with snow showers. And then Thursday, bluebird. And that'll be the day I'm going to ski the glacier and put down fresh tracks everywhere. So, but man, this is actually a pretty sweet condo. I am, my favorite sushi restaurant is right across the walkway. The gondola is at the corner, the bedroom looks at the gondola. It's right there. It's 50 feet away. But there's no hot tub. So that is a big drawback. No hot tub. I didn't think about that when I booked this. I was like, oh, sweet location, cheapest price. Beep. But a hot tub when skiing at Whistler is the best thing in the world, which means I have to make some friends. I'm going to have to make some friends on the slopes tomorrow, find out who's staying in hotels that have a hot tub, and then get invited over so I can hot tub. Yeah. Because when you're flying solo, you need to make friends. But a friend of mine's coming, my friend Brian's coming. He's a pilot. He's a NetJet pilot, and he's week on, week off. So he's like, yeah, I'll come up. So he's going to come up tomorrow through Thursday. So I'll have someone to hang out with for a couple of days. That'll be fun. And then on Wednesday, he's going to have to sit here for 2 hours while I talk to my laptop. He's going to be like, what the fuck is this? Okay. Tremendous. What will the SEC actually do post-crash? Drop 30% or... SEC? SPY? Or what? What will we see the SEC actually do post-crash? Drop of 30%, or now you think more? I think you mean SPY? SPY drop 30%? You're talking about the SPY. Yes. I think the SPY could be at 250 before this is all over. That's where I think it settles. I think it's where it bottoms, is about 250. Because there's liquidity issues across the market, and those liquidity issues have been solved yet. And we need those liquidity issues. We need a contraction to stop inflation, which sucks, because if we keep inflation going, we have stagflation, then we have all the problems of an economic recession just where no one can afford anything. So, then you have no way to crawl your way out of it. We have to make the hurt happen, and then we can cut interest rates and spur investment, do all that stuff. But we can't do it until inflation is under control. Kyle Garibaldi, there's Mount Garibaldi right over there. Can you talk about the explosion in San Bruno and the aftermath that the people responsible didn't face to bring some awareness to it? I live 2 blocks away from the edge when it happened. San Bruno explosion. Is this the natural gas explosion? Is that what I'm thinking? Let me just open a window so I can do a Google search. Yeah, pipeline explosion. That's right. That's PG&E, man. Those guys never do anything right. Okay, so you're only 2 blocks away? Jesus. So how do I talk about this? Power companies don't make money by doing maintenance. So the only way power companies are allowed to make a profit in the United States, because we've got private companies, we've got these regulations from like 1915 to regulate all of them. They can only make a profit when they create more generation of energy, meaning they have to find the most expensive way they can build a power plant they possibly can, and then they can pass those charges along to the customers, and then they can charge like 9 or 10% interest or profit to those charges. So like they'll build a nuclear power plant and it should cost $400 million, but they'll make sure it takes 30 years and costs $5 billion, because the entire time there's cost overruns, they can attach a 10% profit to everything they're charging their customers for. What they can't charge for is maintaining power lines, ensuring that pipelines and stuff are safe and aren't leaking. They don't make any money on that. That costs them money. So you see things like the Paradise Fire that happened. That was because these hooks, right? There's a pole, there's a ring, and there's a hook that attaches to the ring, and then the cable runs to the hook. So the hook was on this eye bolt, bouncing back and forth for 80 years, and literally eroded away the eye bolt on the hook, and the hook fell. That was it. It was done. Gone. And that power line dropped, sparked a fire, killed 85 people, and destroyed billions of dollars in homes and forests and everything else. The pipeline fire that San Bruno had, same reason. It wasn't cost benefit. There was no cost benefit for them to go out and inspect the lines and make sure they were safe and make sure there's no leaks, because that costs them money and they don't get paid to do that. So it's cheaper for them to ignore those lines, let this thing blow up, kill a bunch of families, and have their insurance pay out and their investors pay out for the cost of loss of life and everything else. We definitely need to rethink how we manage the power market in the United States. And I mean, my solution is that things like water, sewer, electric should be run by the communities and be nonprofit. And their mission should be to provide excellent service at the best cost basis you possibly can, and to maintain the infrastructure. I think it's a better system than, allowing private corporations to just kill a bunch of people due to dereliction of duty in maintaining any of their infrastructure, which is what happens. But that being 2 blocks away from that must be terrifying. I remember in the 90s, late 90s, there was a pipeline explosion in Bellingham. Natural gas or jet fuel or something that exploded. And it was a pipeline buried under a nature reserve. And these 2 little boys were out fly fishing or something on a stream. And the pipeline ran right underneath them and blew them into like the stratosphere. Just vaporized them. And then it burned for days until they get shut off. There's a lot of pipeline explosions in the U.S. A lot of pipeline leaks, a lot of pipeline just bad stuff. There's that one place in Los Angeles County that's had a methane leak out of a well for like a decade. And it's one of the largest sources of greenhouse gases like in the world because they just haven't capped it. And I don't know, no one's bothered doing it for like a decade. We're just shit at actually maintaining things and making sure they work right. We like to build it really nice to begin with, and then we'll ignore it over 50 years. It'll explode, kill a bunch of people, and go, oh yeah, maybe we should have like inspected that every once in a while. But man, all right. Judgment is Houston. How did trading go flat today? Algos buying on red, Fed injections. How? I think because they halted everything that's supposed to go down. If they hadn't halted all those banks, the whole market would have just shit the bed. But they halted all those banks, and that's what kept it afloat for the day. B2B brand crypto is now a tool to pump money out of regular people. The premise it was built on has been hijacked. I mean, that's probably as good an assessment as anything else. Come on, click, scroll. There we go. Okay. Oh, do I have? That's what I'm missing. I'm missing timestamp. Can I toggle? Oh, on this I can't do a timestamp, so I can't see when people messaged. Figure out how far behind I am. I gotta open up this other one. One sec. If I open this other one, that one's got timestamps on it. Come on, click. So, looks like I'm days behind. Okay, that's good to know. Go away. Sorry, just talking to. I've only got one screen here, which makes it absolutely a nightmare. I don't have a action. I should have brought a video cable. I could use that giant TV right there. I didn't think about that. I can have a 2-screen action going on. Oh. All right. Well, next time I get this Condo and Whistler. Broke Nation, are you seriously saying right now that without government regulations, our businesses would die? What? Not any business I know. Banking, perhaps, but I've never known that to be the case in PS. In PS? What's? I don't know what your business is, but pretty much. I mean, yeah. I mean, you deregulate the mining industry, you get mine collapses and people die, and then they pay out a bunch of money to that, and it breaks the company. You deregulate safety on rail, people die, companies go bankrupt. You deregulate the power companies. Explosions happen, fires, people die. You deregulate safety in industry, and people start losing limbs, and kids get their arms caught in machines, and people get pancaked by sheet metal rollers, and ties get caught in industrial shredders. There's a reason why a lot of these regulations exist. Like, either the regulations exist because somebody died in a horrible way, or the regulations exist because a company died in a horrible way. That's why those exist. And yeah, they're a pain in the ass. And yeah, they might make things a little more expensive in the long run. But is it cheaper to pay $1,000 a week extra on some compliance officer or whatever for your business? Or is it cheaper to pay out hundreds of millions or billions of dollars because of some cataclysmic accident that was created because you didn't have that compliance officer or any safety regs? Buy now or pay later. That's kind of the way it comes down to. It would have cost Norfolk Southern $25 million to update their rail cars to modern braking and warning systems. And they spent $18 million lobbying the government to make sure that didn't happen. So boom, there goes most of the cost it would have cost to do that. And now they're probably going to pay billions to the people of East Palestine, Ohio, and they didn't save any money in the long run. So, what good was it for them to lobby against the interests of everybody in the community and themselves? Oh no, they paid $25 billion or $25 million. Oh, that's too bad. It was $7 million more than you paid in just lobbying. So regulate them. Paula Engelbrecht, crypto is the magic carpet ride and constant dirty rug pulls. Oh, and there goes the reset. Okay. Chat just reset, and I don't have a timestamp to figure out where to go to. All right, Magic Carpet Ride. Where's the Magic Carpet Ride? Magic Carpet Ride, Magic Carpet Ride. Oh, okay, I just went too far. Okay. BTW brand. Ted, I saw lots of trading shunted to alternative trading systems today. Started happening heavily at 11 a.m. and kept everything flat. So they're doing the opposite of what they do with us, where any low prices they're probably sending out to dark pools. Any high prices they're probably sending through the lit system to keep the prices high. That's probably what's happening. And then the opposite with us, they take any high prices for our stocks, run them through the dark pools, and any low prices they put through the lit market to keep our prices down. Yeah. Ted Tremendous, Houston, crazy thought. If Judge moves Rosa and trading forward, I will know this whole thing was for Acme. Yeah. Pulling a book, government of Ukraine will back Bitcoin customers. Brother from down under, Credit Suisse next to fall. They're up there. It's not a question of if, but when. They're doomed. Jason Blackwell, hey, Jason, I like being a marijuana farmer, but the constant bending over has given me chronic back pain. You need to make your plants taller. That's probably what you need to do. Okay. Decatur Raw, how can I short the FDIC? Where's Monkey Butt? Monkey Butt is with my friend Shawnee. She's having a 5-day vacation playing with her friend Harper for 5 days while I'm here in Whistler. You'll see her again Friday? Yes, Friday. So she saw me packing my bag and she was started having a panic attack. She was like, oh no, that means I'm going to leave. Oh. And then she had a panic attack the entire ferry ride over, panic attack all the way to West Seattle, panic attack the entire time I dropped her off with Shawnee and was saying goodbyes. Just, so there's so much drool all over the truck that didn't dry by the time I got to Canada that now is probably frozen over. So I've probably frozen dog drool on the dashboard of the truck that Monkey Butt left behind during her panic attack the entire time. Paul wants to know when AMC and GME moons. Guess as good as mine. But we are now in the midst of an economic collapse, so sooner than later. Houston, can we get a tour of the crib? I think so. I think I've got battery power, right? It's plugged in long enough. Yeah, okay. 3 minutes full charge. Let's do a little tour of the crib. Let's decouple you. And all right, so oops, I just clicked that. What just happened? Did I just close something? No. All right, okay. So we got the great outdoors here. I don't know if you guys can see through the bunch of people down there. The snow, the light from the computer might be blinding everything, but it's actually snowed quite a bit out there. All right, the kitchen. Here's the kitchen. The TV is over the kitchen table for some reason. That's the light I moved from that corner over there. We've got our art, the pull-out couch, the cheap Target coffee table, a fancy fireplace with some fire logs. And there we are. Hello. And this is the bedroom where the light doesn't work, apparently. Okay, well, let's see. I bet there be light in here. There it is. Okay, all right. We got TV in here as well. Bedroom not too large, but what can you? I can't complain. It's a little condo. There we go. And then there's the hallway with a lot of weird closet space, a lot of zigzags going to the bathroom, which is, bathroom related. Giant mirror. We can see ourselves and make repeats of ourselves on the screen forever. And check out this shower curtain. It's got giant mountains and things of Canada. There we go. Okay. Back to the zigzags. Zigzagging. Welcome, friends. All right. And that is all the condo. So exciting. And hopefully I didn't drop any internet while I was walking around the condo. Plug you back in and get my face front and center. Get the thing leveled out. There we are. Okay. Oh, I got too far. I was not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I got too far from the router. Router's over in the corner over here. All right. So, yeah, pretty good spot. Pretty good spot indeed. All right. Mark Maddox talking about who's getting sued. GTS Alpine can't accord genuity. Well, that sounds like such made up words. Kevin Rayonin, when CS goes down, is Deutsche Bank not too far behind? Deutsche Bank's biggest problem is that their entire business is money laundering for like Russian oligarchs and drug cartels. I don't know what they've invested in with that money. I would bet that UBS would have problems the moment Credit Suisse goes down. But I don't know if Deutsche Bank would come after that. ING apparently had a bunch of problems. They're Dutch. Any other? I don't know. Any other European banks like take a dive today? But yeah. Michael Harrow, Houston, how long will fiat last? Pretty much probably close to forever. There's not enough gold in existence to gold back anything. There just isn't. There's too many people. When there's 1 billion human beings on Earth, and like 90% of them had no currency whatsoever because they lived in like jungles and things, then you could do gold back currencies. But now we've got 8 billion plus people, and it's just not enough gold in existence. If there was a run on the bank for gold, we would run out in no time and currency would be worthless. Let's just put it that way. So doing a gold back currency ain't gonna work. Crypto itself requires fiat currency to establish value because you can't purchase things with crypto because crypto is obtuse and the gas fees are too much and you can't use it in places you don't have internet and whatnot. So it's gonna take a while for crypto to shake out the frauds and the fakes and everything else for them. And the reason why currencies are backed is because they have governments with militaries and trade contracts and allegiances and treaties and everything else. So, as long as you have a strong government with a strong military, you're going to have a pretty strong currency in the end. What other plays do you have in mind? I was thinking about shorting companies that had money invested in SVB, but then the notice came out they're going to have access to their funds. So I was like, nope, I'm not going to do any puts on those guys. I think if I can make a pretty penny off of Bed Bath & Beyond, I might look at DRVs, calls for DRV, maybe for like January, do some long ones just to see, DRV spikes. There's a lot of tickets on those for the hell of it because housing's going to take a hit. Following about, has this been a coordinated destruction of small banks? Will any cryptos survive? I don't know if it's coordinated, but the big banks are definitely taking advantage of it, right? They're getting a huge number of deposits, and the thing is, the crypto banks all imploded, Silvergate and Signature Bank. So I don't know how you fund that stuff, how you guarantee those trades, how you move the money around. Not a clue. Uh, I mean, how Coinbase and everything still hasn't imploded yet is beyond me. I don't know. I don't. Everyone at Binance should be in prison. It's just, we're such a weird time. Like, try to explain the last 5 broken sentences I had to somebody from 100 years ago, and they'd just be like, the man is having a stroke. Just give up on it, hit him with a shovel, and just be done with it. Mark Maddox, tomorrow is the NSCC OW recap settlement date. I don't know what's in that at all. I've not paying attention to that at all, so good for it. Michael Harrow, Houston, is my mattress safer than the bank to keep money in now? Maybe for anything over $250. Right? Dream. Hey, Houston, what do you think will come of the AMC vote happening tomorrow? Also, what do you think about AMC getting off Reg Show? I see the vote going forward, getting passed, and I see Antera selling everything next Monday. All 232 million shares they have, or whatever. I see them just dumping the shit out of it and getting out. That's what I see happening. Tom Zerlatka, AMC off threshold list with no price action today. Why so? Probably because no one was buying. Everybody's spending their money shorting things today. That'd be my guess. So no one was buying AMC. BW Brand Canada's F'd in the A with their housing. 50% of mortgages are due to refinance. 60% of those are on flexible arms. Average house payment is up $300 to $700 a month. Well, that means post MOAS, I might be able to afford a condo of my own here in Whistler. I would love to have a condo this size in Whistler. That'd be fantastic. Dude, party in Whistler all the time. Paul Vigda, do you still have all those cars you're planning on fixing up? Hell yes. They're all just lying in waste in my yard right now. Houston, is the water there good tasting? Yeah, it's Canada. Tastes as good as Washington water, which is all fresh and mountainy and delicious. It rains like crazy here. How far behind is Houston right now? I have no idea, Mark Maddox. Not a clue. Not a clue. Trying to see if I can see, but scroll. Mark Maddox. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find Mark's. I got one screen that has a timestamp, and let's see here. Looks like I'm about 50 minutes behind. Soft landing. Nope. Nope. I am 40 minutes behind. Oh, there it is. Ha! Found you. Okay, I am 36 minutes behind. That's how far behind I am. So, there. 36 minutes. Guitar Stuff Houston, enjoy Whistler. I will. I love it here. It's just more expensive than Switzerland, which sounds weird. But like, this condo costs more than flying to Switzerland and doing 8 days of skiing. Should have gone to Switzerland. There's no snow in Switzerland, so there's tons of snow here. We're like 150% snowpack right now. It's crazy, and it's just pounding outside. So it's gonna be a great day. Going past some convos here. Avalon wants to take all the MMTLP funds, go buy some land, grow his own food. Going to get as far as I can from government social media as possible. Good for you. I have no interest in farming ever. I come from generations of farmers, and I feel as though they did all the farming so that I don't have to. Then we now have machines that can do it for me, and I can just go to the store and get that food without having to do the farming myself. More power to folks who want to do farming, because I will gladly eat your food, but I don't want to grow it. That just sounds awful. Not interesting anyway. I'll watch Clarkson's farm on Prime. That's about as much farming as I'll get done. Peter Vigna, gold and silver going up crazy like now. Yeah, because people are going to leave markets, start going towards stable stuff. Yeah, and like they're going to go for high interest bonds too, because if the market's collapsing and bonds are paying out 4% or more, then you may as well put your money in bonds, right? So they're gonna have to get that going. Judge Mendes, hey Houston, happy birthday. A soft landing now gone for Fed. There's definitely some buttholes puckering over the Fed, but I don't think soft landings have ever happened in the history of the government claiming there's going to be soft landings. Remember, 2007, they said the government was preparing for a soft landing. It did not land soft. It did not. This one I don't think will land soft either. I think it will just pull that tablecloth out from under everybody. A rug, typical rug, yeah. All right, guitar stuff's got some coordinates here. If I got one sec. All right, I got to remember how to on this OBS. It's different than my Streamlabs. So copy that. I want to go to. Can I close that? Ah, crap. Can I? Oh no. I want. Go away. You go away. Okay. I want to make you, sorry, I got to figure out how to make this larger. Can I make you smaller? Can I make you so that I can, there we go. Okay, whoa, no, not that. I need, the screen is so tiny. One sec, make you big. Okay. We can do that. I want to turn off Chrome. Go away, Chrome. Why'd you not turn off? What the hell? Google Earth, that's what I want. Google, where my Google Earth disappear? Dang it. There we go, Google Earth. Bam. What? Chrome, I told you to turn off. Why are you not turning off? What the heck? Oh, that's me. I don't want to turn myself off. I don't know why Chrome's not turning off. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. Why are you so frustrating? Google Earth. There we go. Okay, there's that. Nope. Google Earth. Why are you not there, Google Earth? What the heck? Okay, you. I move you out of the way. Okay. Google Earth. Google Earth. Earth to Earth. Oh. No. Google Earth trying to do YouTube. There. That's what we want. Okay. How can I bring you back? Okay. Haha. There we go. Hey, why is it mirrored? Why is it backwards? What the heck? there it is. Okay. Somehow it got flipped. Okay. All right. Let's try this, shall we? Go in coordinates somewhere. Control V. Bam. Going to, where is Mauritius? La Reunion? Where are we? Somewhere in the Indian Ocean. We are at Coral Reef. Okay. So we're at Coral Reef, underwater waterfall. Is that where we are? Underwater waterfall. Underwater waterfall? Underwater waterfall. So this must be the underwater waterfall. Oops. Oop. Oop. Okay, so this looks like we've got currents that head out this way. So this must be what the underwater waterfall is. Okay. And what island are we on? Are we on La Reunion? Or Mauritius? It's one of those. We are on. Got too many labels. Turn off all the labels. Turn off the labels. Turn off primary database. Let's do places. Bam. That. That doesn't tell me which one I'm on. Which one are you? Borders and labels? That? Okay, that does not tell me what island this is. Which one are you? If I zoom out far enough. I can't remember which one's Mauritius and which one is La Reunion. I think that would be La Reunion. Whatevs. But underwater waterfall. Underwater waterfall. I mean, you can see this. This is just a big riptide is what this is. Because you got these lagoons that form from the reef. You got the coral reef. So water gets trapped behind here and it's got to exit. It's going to exit through this thing. So that thing, here's another one doing exactly the same thing right there. These just giant riptides pulling water out. Waves kick it in. That's where water comes roaring out after the waves come pummeling in. So you'll have breaks in these reefs like that all over the place. Here's one from it's doing the same thing. This channel here. I guess maybe when you're scuba diving, that one's more impressive. It was labeled here. I don't know. Ooh. Don't know. Big Houston. Ah, there we go. Okay. We touched that. It worked. Star Wars, any new MMTLP? How's Rosa? Rosa sounds very busy. She got back from her bar exam, and her boss immediately left her in charge of the entire law office, and she's haggard. So I haven't spoke to her since Friday. So I assume that she's stressed and overworked as ever. Beauty Brain, he's on like a 17-year-old laptop as good as it gets. It's not 17 years old, it's like 8 years old. 2015 is when I got it, which was probably a year old then. So let's say 9 years old. Avalon might set aside some funds to buy a four-wheel drive van. I want a four-wheel drive car. I want an Earth Roamer or something equivalent. I want to live in luxury in Baja through everything. Avalon, so he's so far behind the chat. We're basically talking to ourselves. I've been further behind the chat before. Don't worry. Triple Witchings this Friday. That it is. Kind of the monthlies ending on this Friday. Pack a blow up hot tub. Oh, blow up hot tubs are the best. Okay. GT322 guys, careful. HKD 2022 squeezes back, but bigger this time. Any moment, any moment. Sure. All right. Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's like what HKD was last check was like $7. It'll be faster for me to look on my phone than it will be to ever try to do it with my laptop. All right, HKD, what do you got for me? Where are you? HKD 8.39. Oh, it popped today. It went from $8.14 to $8.35, and after hours at $8.39. So, but that bottomed out at $7.70. All right. Still not the $2,000 that it was back in August. But yeah, sure. It'll explode anytime now. Sure. Guitar stuff. I was near Bellingham when the pipeline exploded. It was nuts. Death Cab for Cutie had a song called Kids in '99 about it. Yeah, that's what it was. That's when it was, '99. It was in the late '90s. I can't remember which year. But yeah, it was a big explosion. That was huge. I think it was jet fuel. I think it was fuel that goes to the airports and like left either a Canadian refinery went south or like the Anacortes refinery going north. I can't remember. But I think it was like jet fuel that exploded or something. Lost Waves, Kung Fury delayed indefinitely. Kung Fury 2 delayed indefinitely, has Terminator as president. The first one was ridiculous, and I assume the second one will be just as ridiculous. Lost Waves, check out the final trailer for Super Mario Do reaction vid. Same with Pick a Destiny. Get with it, man. Oh, P.S. Private sector. Ah, yeah. No, I don't trust companies at all when it comes to like safety or doing the right thing. Without regulators, they will screw over every person they possibly can. And why? Because they try to buy the regulators so they can screw over every person they possibly can. They will gladly poison every customer and then be like, "Why did all our customers die? We're losing money." All to make quick buck. They don't care. They don't care at all. Okay, I just reset itself again. Quit resetting yourself, man. There we are. Okay. I watched this band watch Super Mario Bros. Trailer 2 times. Why do you like this? Fish Doc, hello. Oh, BW Brand ate a piece of chicken and a sliver of bone and a bone-free breast piece wedged itself under my gum line between two teeth with zero clearance between them. Going to dentist Thursday. Man. So years ago, I was with my friend Jesse and we were in Bergen, Norway. We went, we're backpacking. We're cheap. We're trying to do as many things as we can. But some nights it's just you're going to get pizza in Norway and that's going to be it. So we went to this pizza joint. Got pizza. Jesse took one of the toothpicks from the table, went to clean her teeth, and the toothpick snapped off and got stuck in her gums as she couldn't get it out. It was so painful that she was holding back tears, and I had to venture, 10 o'clock at night all over Bergen without a car, trying to find a store that was open that had dental floss to hopefully try and get that thing out. And I finally found dental floss. And let me tell you, folks, anyone who happens to be watching in Norway right now, dental floss is in 2010 was $7 for a thing of dental floss that you get for free just for existing. People just throw dental floss at you here. But yeah, I had to go. It took me hours to finally find her dental floss. When I finally got back to our hotel room, just tears. She's just crying from just pure pain. And she dug into the dental floss, got out. All of a sudden, instant relief. Some of the most relieving faces I've ever seen in my entire life was got the thing out, and all of a sudden, oh. It was amazing. SS Mino Johnson, Houston, your video quality reminds me of a YouTube video from 2009. Well, there you go. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for 2009, the halcyon days of the Great Financial Crisis. Darren Saunders, given crypto's fundamental vulnerabilities, what's your take on things like loop ring and their utility for things like GME Marketplace? I think the sooner GME can get out and like start producing useful things using crypto technology, blockchain, NFTs, the better. But right now, selling pictures of stuff is not gonna pay the bills. They need to turn DLCs into NFTs so that people can trade them on their marketplace between games. If I get some gun I don't care about on Call of Duty, I want to be able to trade it for something I do care about with somebody else, right? So that's where their marketplace is going to come in, and I don't know how far away they are from being able to do that, but we've been talking about it for almost 2 years now. So, do it already. And it will be useful because the gas fees will be so cheap, people will be able to make these transactions. But it won't be widely adopted until there's finally something people care about beyond like some NFT crypto bro. Like 12-year-olds can use this site to trade for skins on their Fortnite character or whatever, or what, like, it needs to be tangible for everybody, and that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to work. It should work. Deadly X Bear, Houston, do you think Acme will have any upwards movement anytime soon? I mean, looks like my guess is Acme's getting hit pretty hard right now. If I were the CEO of Acme and I happen to make a tweet saying I'm not doing any reverse splits, I'm going to work on our fundamentals and give a hell of an earnings report. That should be what does it right there. Houston, how quiet is it there? The bar stopped playing outside music a little bit ago, because once it gets dark, then people don't want to hang out at the bar anymore. They have like huge outdoor bars for all the skiers. My guess is if there's any live music, it's gone indoors. The next building over where the Irish pub is, that's usually where they do the live music. Most of the video made it through. Yes. Matt Noon, what's your take on DRS GME after MMTLP fiasco? Registering your MMTLP wouldn't have solved anything. So, doesn't change anything. Lucius got Diamonds C Wall. Western Alliance Bank dropped from $76 to $7.46 in pre-market, then back 26 to 30. Now the CEO since 1980. That is a lot of volatility, the type of volatility that makes millionaires, it turns thousandaires into millionaires and millionaires into thousandaires. That's a lot of volatility. Yeah. Mark Maddox made up words. No, Canaccord Genuity is just such a stupid sounding name. That's what I was saying. Like Canaccord, just what? Canaccord Genuity. Really? Took annuity and genius and you pop them together and make Genuity. It's a you got two portmanteaus, portmanteaus. Like Benifer. Put those together. That's two of them right there. Shakur and Shania. Good night, everyone. Good night, Shakur and Shania. Infinite AI generated steamed hams. What? Lucy in the Sky says that wall will be fine though. It's amazing to me, like small banks now have $25 billion in assets. It just blows my mind. Miss Missy, late to the Whistler party. What's your BBBY play, Houston? What am I missing? I may or may not have a bag or two. I've got calls for April 21st, thinking that sometime between now and then we're going to get a pop. I've been getting a pop about once every 40 days, and I'm hoping that whatever pop happens, it will coincide with some sort of amazing announcement from Carl Icahn and Ryan Cohen. I have no idea if it will, but, hope springs eternal. If anything, it's worth almost exactly what I paid for it right now, so I haven't lost anything on that play. It's dropped and bounced right back again, so, if we do get a pop, I'll probably while I'm on the slopes tomorrow. We'll see. John B. Why didn't SVB tell their $250,000 plus customers to relax until their low yield bond holdings come due? Because bros ain't relaxing. They're entrepreneurs. And those low yield bond holdings come due like decades down the road when these companies may not exist anymore. So they're like, panicky. And then there's a run on the bank. Lucy in the Sky, the wall dividend is 5.51% at the current price of $27. That's pretty good. Talking about the skiing by Braille. So years ago, when was that? I came with the same friend group that I totally am going to miss because I booked 4 days before everyone arrives because I'm a fool. I came with them maybe 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. And we were up on Blackcomb, and it was very low visibility. Like skiing, like there's an inversion, so at some level there was a cloud in the middle of the mountain, so it was blue sky up above. You come down, you ski through this cloud, you get back to the lift, and you go back up again. And there was a lady, white skis, white boots, white onesie, white hat, white goggles, just standing there in the middle of the run. And I smoked this lady so hard I thought she broke every bone in her body. I did not realize, I looked ahead, there was nothing. And I hit this woman, I just heard this like squeak sound as all the air left her body. And like she just pounded like right into my chest, just squeak like I stepped on a mouse. And after climbing around the snow trying to find all of her white gloves and hats and everything else that fell off of her, finally collected her things, and she was alive. I didn't break anything. And she was like, I probably shouldn't have just been standing there. I'm like, yeah, that's probably one way to learn the lesson. Have a 210-pound man going 40 miles an hour just blowing you down. Yeah, that's... Oops. This guy, forward close at 12.03, pays a 4.99% dividend right now. I don't know if they'll be paying dividends coming up here, but... Yeah. Miss Missy don't get there often as HW, but I'm decent. Unless I'm renting, then Houston taught me claim your Peekaboo Street and get the good skis. Exactly. Whenever you're renting skis, you're an expert. Just check off the expert and they'll give you the best stuff they have. One sec, I'm going to top off my water over here in my magic sink. Hi. Doesn't hold as much as my mason jar. But it does. It does a job. It sinks right there. Okay. Alright, Danger the Banjo. I went in on several inverse ETFs, SQQQ, VXY, SPSX, JRV, LAB. Not sure if I'm going to get burned, but I'm gambling. There's going to be a free fall soon and then buy long at the bottom. That's the hope. You get a strong enough free fall, that stuff spikes so hard. Get out and then buy at the bottom and climb right back out. Quit resetting. Jeez, my knees. Okay. Something about golf courses on a beach? What did I miss? What? I missed. I don't see it. Something. People having a conversation about golf course on a beach. I don't see where that's coming from. Talvin Fort Worth roamer is a goal, especially the new model. Yeah, I want them to make like a smaller Earth roamer. I don't need something as giant as what they have. I need storage and a bed. Storage, fridge, a bed. I don't need a toilet. I don't need that stuff. I'll take shits at the McDonald's on the road. I don't care. But as long as I have a fridge, a bed, and storage for tools, I'm totally happy. I just want it to be warm, and I want to be able to like park on the side of the road, climb through the pass-through, drop into bed, fall asleep. That's what I want. I don't want to get outside to climb into anything. I don't want to have to like pop any tents. I just want to have a bed there, pull over, go to sleep. That's all I want. Danger the Banjo is John Bird talking to Congress about MMTLP. Tweet a few days ago. Sorry, I'm talking too fast. Is John Bird talking to Congress about MMTLP? He tweeted a few days ago something about talking to Congress. Don't know if he finally got someone to hear us. I think he has been talking to people. I think he's a political donor, so he can get the ears of those he donates to. Excuse me. And those of us in the movement have been so annoying. We've been bothering everybody. So they definitely have heard about what's going on. B2B brand word is Congress knows it about us, and FINRA is giving excuses. Don't know when they will get around to clamp down. Probably not until everything's all shitted up. Lost Days, Houston. What would have been the odds that actors from the movie Encino Man would win Oscars last night? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. That's wild. Way to go. Way to go, guys. Good job. Absolutely great. Pauly Shore, gotta get your act together, man. Danger the Banjo, Acme at risk of being 50 cents? I think it did hit 50 cents today, didn't it? Or if there's a stock that could be called Acme, that it hit 50 cents today? Where are you? Yeah, it's at 50 cents right now. It got all the way down to 49. 49.9 was its, oh, well, that wasn't the low. The low was 49.2. So it's at 50 cents. Calls, baby. Calls. Beauty brand, bruh, cat just knocked hard drive off a shelf, fell 7 feet, rest in peace. Ain't getting much out of that jiggled mess. Daniel Lofstrom, do you believe Amazon's NFT marketplace can usurp GameStop's marketplace, or is GME ahead? Personally, I really want to see GameStop team with Nike type company and sell NFT with a product. I think any NFT marketplace that's just monkey pictures will go nowhere. The only way you're going to have an NFT marketplace that has a tangible future will be incorporating technology people actually care about, such as video games, into that non-fungible token stratus. Whether it's movies, music, in-game content, games themselves, that's where the money's going to be. If it's just pictures of monkeys, then no. That ship has sailed. No one gives a shit anymore. It's old news. 10 years from now, people remember when people made their NFTs, their profile pictures. What a bunch of losers. That's what that's going to be. There needs to be a more tangible, awesome use of the technology than just monkey pictures. So if Amazon manages to get in-game content trading before GameStop, then they'll win. If they don't, then GameStop will win. Dog Mom, he said, thanks for the show. Dog Mom, thanks for hanging out. We get, I don't know, it's 11:13 here. I probably should go. I have to wake up early. I probably should go to bed soon. It's all right. It's all right. 8 hours of sleep is good. Lucy Sky, at one point I saw puts up 26,000% on wall. I mean, that's pretty good. Not quite the 1.18 million% that they were up on SVB on Thursday, but pretty darn good. Range Rider, Houston, the market cap of AMC is 2.8 billion. The market cap of APU is 5.05 billion. Should not the newly restructured AMC Class A price point be based upon the two market caps combined as APE? All right. As a total market cap of AMC Corp. Here's the thing: is that the vote says they're going to make one APE become one AMC, and so the market cap is going to rise greatly, because that 5.5 billion is going to be added to 2.8 billion at the price of the 5.5 billion. So the market cap is going to be giant at first. It's going to really scream. So that's how it's going to work. I'm not sure how many days that will last, especially since the goal is to sell a whole bunch of shares and pay off debt. So the price will collapse, and Antera is going to sell every last thing they have. So the market's going to be flooded with shares. J. King Houston, good morning to you. I thought I was going back in time when watching this video, Classic Pixelation. Well, I got the little 4:3 ratio. Oh, VB brand, there's 4:3 ratio, yes. Hey, old laptop. It works, does its job. All I need it for is to do this show, basically. Big Daddy, we need Houston ASMR water sipping. There you go. Put that on a loop. Houston wants a moon roamer. Houston, can you share your NCAA men's bracket picks? I don't even know who got selected today. I don't think any schools from Washington got selected. Maybe Gonzaga will be in there. They're always in there. But I haven't looked. I have no idea. I guess I have until Tuesday. When's the tournament start? I should figure that out. Phil Clayton, Houston, morning, big brain. Do you know the transfer agent for No Labs? Not a clue. Who's the transfer agent for No Labs? SS&C? Could that be them? That's the first thing that pops up. Nope, maybe not. Now every single transfer agent in the world's popping up. Boots said no lab stock. No, I don't know who their transfer agent is. Doing this quick search isn't pulling up a single thing. Nope, not a clue. Not one darn clue. Sorry, I can't help you there. I'm sure if I could dig down, internet search a little more, I could find something, but Big Daddy Matty, thanks for the late night chat. I'm bored at work. Well, thank you. I'm bored and alone in Canada. Miss Missy, I will enjoy the powder. It's going to be fluffy tomorrow. Fluffy and blinding. Brendan Ellis, Fun Adventure, where the hell are you? I'm in Whistler. Ready to ski. Tom R. You skipped my question. Did I miss a Tom R. question? Tom R. Oh, sorry. There it is. Houston, do you think BTC will fall when things get worse? And do you see the Fed raising 0.25, 0.5, or stopping rate hikes more probable? I think Bitcoin's going to scream while these crypto bros take their money out of banks and dump a bunch into crypto. When Tether depegs, they'll lose everything. It'll be all gone. As far as rate hikes are concerned, I think it's going to depend on what the CPI is tomorrow. If the CPI is the same as last month or lower, I would bet they don't do any rate hikes whatsoever. I bet they just hold still for the month to play it safe, which would be the wrong move. They should raise rates more still. If the CPI is higher, I don't think they'll go for the 50 basis points that they were hinting at last week. I think they'll do something smaller like 0.25. But it's whatever choice they make, they're going to make the weak one. That isn't the strong choice they should make, and interest and inflation will continue. That's what will happen. We see this guy merch idea. Houston with problem water bottles. I should do water bottles. Let's just say, Houston, we have a glass of water. Just sell mason jars for too much money, with fresh Bainbridge Island water in them. And the reset again. Quit resetting, man. Okay, well, I'm at the bottom here. Look for the moon happened. He's so excited, forgets the intros again. Or I'm just messing up, man. Your clip guys gave me this possibility to upload content twice. Sure. Abraham Barker, Houston, what's your best guess for FDA approval on no labs? We asked Ron this on Friday, and the best he could say is we're working towards it. He basically cited the big problem is sourcing materials, that there's a giant, what's the term, pinch point in the process, hourglass, whatever. There's a squeeze going on for when it comes to chips that they need for manufacturers, and it's all the chips are going to car companies right now, and everyone else just can't get a hold of them that are small players. So I think it's up to that more than anything, because to get true approval they have to have a working device ready to go. And they got the tech available to go. It has not been miniaturized and put into a specific wearable that they would sell. So that's where we are. Big Daddy Matty, any plans to make more stickers? I missed out the first time around. I still have stickers. I checked the P.O. box. Nobody sent any self-addressed stamped envelopes, so there's still 2 stickers left. So send in the description should be the P.O. box. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope, you'll get a sticker, and if you're too late, you'll get a Valpak coupon. Bottleneck, thank you, that's the term I'm looking for. It's late, I'm tired, I should go to bed. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to retire for the evening. I'm going to enjoy some skiing. I'll probably post some videos of going down some slopes. I forgot to bring my GoPro, so it'll be cell phone videos of me going down slopes. Yeah. So, there you go. I want to thank everybody. At least you get the sound of the intro, and I'll dance to it for 5 seconds. But I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I'll post some videos of the mountains and things as the week goes on. Might as well, right? Because everything's a tax write-off this way. It's now a business trip. Ta-da! This condo, write-off. The lift tickets, write-off. My dinners, all write-offs. So there we go. All right. Houston literally packs as he's walking out the door. I do. I left at 10 a.m. I packed at 9:45. All right. Here we go. Music's playing, the music's playing. And it's over. Okay. How do I get out of this? I do stop streaming? Oh yeah, do that. Bam. Peace. Yes, that's why I hit the button. I want to stop. Try again.